Welcome to Foundations TV, everybody. We are on location today at the Cambridge Marriott for the IMANE Gala 2014. And we have President of the organization, Sajani Shah-Kapasi, with us. Welcome to Foundations TV.
Thank you so much.
It's such a pleasure to be here, to be interviewing you today. I've heard such good things about the organizations and about all the work that you do. So why don't you tell us something about the organization first?
So IMANE has been around for over 36 years. We're the Indian Medical Association of New England, and we are a nonprofit organization serving our community. We are made of physicians, and we do lots of great things, including community health fairs. We also have health screenings at the India Day Hat Shell, and we also provide medical education to our members.
Wonderful, wonderful. So how was your experience being the president for the full year?
This year has been phenomenal. I've had a really dedicated executive committee and board of trustees team who's helped me, basically get all my accomplishments and my goals for this year. One of the big things I wanted to do this year was actually have a community health fair that targeted our underserved community. So we had one in Lowell at the end of this year, and we had over 120 patients who had come and received free screening, including glucose, cholesterol, and we actually gave over 100 free flu vaccinations. It was amazing.
Wonderful. Was this done for the first time?
No, we've done this before, but I don't think we've done it in this sort of magnitude.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So you must be so proud of yourself.
Yes. Well, and my committee, that
Absolutely,
we were able to do community
itself.
Service is one of the paramount missions and goals committee, and it's really important.
That's wonderful. That is absolutely phenomenal. Now, you have this gala planned for today. So what do we have to look forward to today?
Well, we have really fantastic speakers lined up. We have Sanjay Shetty. He is he's at Stewart Healthcare, but he's going to be talking about healthcare and reform and Affordable Care Act and how it really affects us as physicians. We also have Dr. Basine talking about men's health. We have lots of honored guests, like the AAPI president has flown in just for this event. And then we're going to give away some awards, and we're going to have a culture show that's actually being hosted by IMANE members. It's going to be very exciting. And then we're going to have some dancing.
Wonderful. I love the balance that you're able to create. It must be challenging being a physician and also running an organization such as IMANE with such wonderful events going on. It must be a lot of work for you, I'm sure.
It's been challenging, but it's been my pure honor to be a president of this organization.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So what do you hope going forward for the organization? What are your hopes and aspirations for the organization?
I hope in the following years that IMANE does and continues to do what we do best, is serving our community, increasing membership, helping to support each other in our career and even in our social lives, and just to attract new members and keep doing the good work that we're doing for the community.
I hope so too. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
That you have afforded me to serve an organization that I care so deeply for. During the year in which I've served as president of IMANE, we have accomplished a lot together. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "It is not health that is real wealth, and not pieces of gold or silver." IMANE understands this, and consequently, we conducted a successful free community health fair at the Sri Swaminarayan Temple in Lowell. We targeted an underserved population of over 120 patients. This clinic focused on screening on diabetes, hyperlipidemia, and osteoporosis. Patient education was performed by lectures given by experts in a spectrum of medical specialties. As clinicians, we know that the best way to prevent an illness, is more effective than treating one. We are, therefore, undertaking a campaign in collaboration with AAPI to heighten awareness of childhood obesity, which currently is an epidemic in the United States. During this campaign, we will be visiting a Boston public school to reinforce to children and their parents the importance of diet and exercise in combating childhood obesity. Understanding that we're an organization of proud Indian heritage and mindful of Gandhi's teachings that a nation's culture resides in the heart and souls of its people, AAPI, along with the members of IMANE, conducted a free clinic bringing healthcare to Mandi on the Indian side of the Himalayan mountains.
During our visit, our team of clinicians counseled and treated hundreds of patients, alleviating suffering by bringing health care to a very underserved area. One of our organization's objectives is to support medical education. And as one of the greatest scientific minds in history, Albert Einstein, who, like some of you in this audience, came to this country to seek opportunity and escape oppression, he once said, "Any fool can know, but the point is to understand." In an era of dwindling resources to support the assimilation of new knowledge, our organization can and will need to support the educational needs of our members. This past spring, we hosted a wide-ranging CME event which focused on critical issues in the current era of healthcare reform, as well as patient-focused talks on pain management and end-of-life care. As one of the founding fathers in this country, Benjamin Franklin, once so gently said, "An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest." So IMANE should, will continue to play an active role facilitating the understanding of medical practice for our members.
It's actually really important. And are any of you familiar with Movember? If you combine the words mustache with November, you get Movember. And that is the reason I have this very thick, handsome, rugged mustache. Now I'll share two very quick stories with you. One of my patients who has seen me for many years said, "You know, Dr. Matthew, it tickles a lot if you kiss a man with a mustache." And I said to her, "How would I know?" And then one of my other patients said, "You know, that mustache reminds me of Tom Selleck." And many of you know Tom Selleck is Magnum PI. But then the patient very quickly said, "But you'd be Magnum PM." So, as we are talking about men's health and Movember and all these things, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. Dr. Shalinder Basheen is Professor of Medicine at Harvard Medical School and Director of Research Program in Men's Health, Aging, Metabolism, and Director of the NIA-funded
consumer advertising, as illustrated in this low testosterone advertisement on television. The irony is that a substantial fraction of this growth has occurred in middle-aged and older men for age-related conditions for which testosterone is not approved. And a substantial fraction of hypogonadal men who need testosterone therapy remains undiagnosed or suboptimally treated.
We are responsible. And I would argue that we as physicians are an incredibly responsible bunch. We see patients in our offices, in the hospitals every single day. And we absolutely take responsibility for the care and the livelihood of those individual patients. But what accountable care tries to do is change that equation. We no longer can think about the individual patient who happens to be in the room at the time, or even about that patient when they go home. We now have to take responsibility for entire populations. That includes the patient who you see, but also includes the patients who aren't coming to the office, the ones who are falling through the cracks. We as systems and as physicians ultimately have to take responsibility not just for the patients we're seeing, but for everybody in the community.
A lot of patients, but very few doctors. If you look at the other ethnic group, the Hispanic group of doctors, there's a lot of patients, but very few physicians. We have simply the reverse. We have a lot of physicians, but very few patients. And that puts us in a very unique situation because we see the most diverse group of patients in the United States. Our level of education. And that is something in AAPI we continue to have as the main goal of AAPI. We won't go in more details, and I'm happy to talk to you if you want to know. The second one, which is already being done, is the community outreach. I don't need to tell IMANE about community outreach. I mean, they've done stellar work for so many ages, here as well as in India. And the third one is the AAPI Charitable Foundation, which has done work here in the United States as well as in India. One thing about the protection of members, this is why AAPI was born. It was born as a response to either real or perceived discrimination.
Thank you, Dr. Matthew, Dr. Shah, and Dr. Arora, members and guests. Unconditional love and affection makes me stand here today. Thank you very much.
Been a very pleasant journey, to the point that the more I see, the more I enjoy it. The journey is up to the point that we all look into ourselves and find there is a better human being hiding inside us. Let that human being come out.
No surprise, Sapna is already out of her seat ready to receive the award because she knows how many people she's brought into the organization. So Sapna, come on up.
Awards to give out. And this year, as you've heard from my speech earlier tonight, was a very rewarding but very long year. I have 4 President's Awards to give out, and the first one I'm giving out to Dr. Manorma Mathur, who is my chair of the BOT. I think I spoke to her more than I spoke to my own husband in this year. I think between her and Dr. Khan, I've spoken to most too. There are very few people that are unrelenting, dedicated, above all, have nothing to gain from Iman, but to make Iman over again. Please help me thank and congratulate Dr. Mathur for winning the President's Award. No matter when I call, what time I call, is ever ready to help me in anything and everything I could possibly need. Even when he's in India, or he's in a case, or he's, I don't even know where half the time, whenever I need anything, and I mean anything, he is just there. We have noticed
that I have put a nomination for Board of Trustees this year, and we have only 2 positions, and we had 3 candidates. So I, with absolute pressure, withdrew myself to pave way for the...
Spoken to many times in the last, especially couple of weeks. He's a busy man, but he's always there for me. Definitely a lot of humor in our meetings. Dr. Paul Matthew, who I can say was very refreshing to have at our committee meetings. He has done a lot in terms of ideas, who to bring as speakers, trying to get new members. He's also the chair of the membership committee. And we are really lucky, Iman is really lucky to have him as part of our family.
Gains made so far. I would like to personally thank and congratulate Dr. Sajani Shah-Kapasi for her excellent achievements in the past year, such as tremendous contributions towards the community through community health fairs and tireless time spent in revisiting alliances and contracts with MMS. I hope to continue to build on her efforts. I will also continue to support medical education through informative CME meetings and promote professional solidarity in the pursuit of excellence in patient care and research.